Good afternoon, folks. First of all, I'd like to welcome you to the Corless Mental Health Concert for 2024. Before we begin, some introductions in case there are people here who don't know me. My name is Gene Coreless, and sitting over here is my bride of 60 years, Sylvia Coreless. That was for you, honey, not me. Before I go over the details for today, I'd like to acknowledge one person who has been with us at our concerts. Her name is Helen Chapman. And every year at this time, she keeps bugging me and bugging me and bugging me and says, I have to spend my birthday with you running the elevator. And Helen turned 60 on May the 2nd. So I'd like us all to sing Happy Birthday to Helen. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Helen. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Helen not only runs the elevator for these concerts, and we have other concerts through the year as well, but she runs the elevator for our morning service here. We do have members of our wedding party here. We'd just like to welcome them. Maureen Hammond is here, Sylvia's sister, and Mr. Don Trombley is here. He's up in the balcony. So we are thankful that you're still with us and able to be here. As can be seen from the program, I will not be performing today. Now, the fact that there was no applause certainly is encouraging. I had thoracic surgery in February and will not be playing until at least July. I do have notes here, and I will try to follow them, because in the past I have been accused of rambling on and on and on and on. And I don't want to be accused of that today. I wish to thank you, the audience, for coming, the church council for allowing us to have the concert here, and to all the performers. And I would especially like to thank Evan and Catherine Thompson. My next note says that Evan isn't here yet, but he is here. Evan just completed his third church service of the day at Holy Angels in St. Thomas. I'd also like to acknowledge the help that I've received from Rob Perry of the Aylmer Express and Jeff Ray of the Village Publications. Today we're running this concert with no intermission. It really boggles my mind when there's an intermission and everybody has to go to the bathroom at the same time. So if you need to go to a washroom, you just go up, get up, and go. Now, I'll explain where they are if you've never been here before. Down that aisle up there, that balcony, go through the door. There are two washrooms, a man's and a woman's, and they're two holders. We have another washroom through that door, down the stairs, to the right and to the right. It's a common washroom, a single holder. There's one more washroom we have at the bottom of the stairs down there. It's a child's washroom, so be careful if you're an adult sitting down to make sure that you can get up. We didn't have anybody volunteer for that washroom. There are refreshments following this concert, and we invite everyone to come back in the assembly hall behind us. We have our specialty, Costco cake and fruit punch. Now, I would suggest in order to get there, it will be faster and a lot easier if we go out the doors, walk around up the sidewalk, and take the door to the far north. We have found in the past that if you go through here and down the stairs, there's a real bottleneck. So if we have the bottleneck, the cake might be all gone before you get down there. Methods of contributing to the mental health unit have changed. In 2019, when we did our last concert, the method and only method we used was to pass the baskets here at the church. We're going to do that again today. If you wish a tax receipt, fill out the envelope that is inside your program. If you need a pen, we have pens available at the entranceway. Just signal to an usher and they'll get you one. If you are using a check, just fill out the check and put it in the basket. You don't need to use the envelope. However, you will notice that on the front of your program, there is a QR code. And if you take your camera that's on your cell phone and focus on that QR code, you'll come up with a donation page. Another way of donating is to go to the St. Thomas Elgin General Hospital website and click on News and Events. There will be a link there showing this concert. If you do not need an envelope when you're leaving this concert, just leave it in the pew. We'll gather them up and give them to you next year. The purpose of this concert is twofold. The first and most important is to bring awareness to mental health. And the second is to feature some local, group, and individual talent. Mental health is now at a chronic stage, not only in this area, but worldwide. As a family, we have been through depression, ADD, ADHD, bipolar, and borderline personality disorder. Rachel, a granddaughter, a daughter, sister, cousin, niece, aunt, friend, and mother suffered from borderline personality disorder. You'll notice on the back of your program, there is a concert 1 year from today, and that concert will be a memorial concert in memory of Rachel. Rachel suffered severe emotional pain for several years, but as Christians, we believe that she is now free of that pain and in the arms of Jesus Christ. Now, I'm going to ask you to look at the program, at the second item on that program. It's called Wilkie's Warblers. Now, the chief warbler, Reverend Brian Wilkie, came to me this morning at church, and he said, "Would it be all right if we went first? Would that bother Catherine?" I said, "Nothing bothers Catherine." So being the fact that he's my pastor, I said, sure. I would like now to introduce our MC for the afternoon, Catherine Thompson. And for the benefit of those who are not aware, Catherine just completed emceeing the annual year-end concert for Aylmer Community Band and Choir just a week ago. She's a lifelong resident of Aylmer, married to Evan Thompson. Together they have 2 children, and she's our neighbor. She works for the County of Elgin and serves on several committees here in town. We are very fortunate to have Catherine Thompson as our MC. Catherine.
Thank you, Gene. It is an honor to be here once again, and my husband might disagree that nothing bothers me. But yes, as Gene said, I have emceed several concerts and also this concert several times. I actually can't remember how many. I think it's partly because I'm getting older, and also because I do still have a son who doesn't let me sleep through the night. So I think both of those contribute to the fact that my memory is not as great as it used to be. But it is always, always an honor to be here for Gene, and it is exceptionally an honor today to be here for this momentous occasion. It is, Gene and Sylvia, thank you for letting me be a part of this special day celebrating such a milestone. 60 years of love and commitment is something to be celebrated, and I hope that one day I will be able to achieve this milestone as well. So I think we need to give them another round of applause because 60 years of marriage is amazing. Now, as Gene said, today there will be a free will offering, and it is going towards the mental health unit at the St. Thomas Elgin General Hospital. So statistics say that 1 in 5 people in Canada will struggle or face mental health challenges at some point in their lives, and many of them will not seek treatment or diagnosis or help. So the mental health unit is so important that it provides these services for people in our community. They have an inpatient program for people who are struggling with their mental health. They need some respite from symptoms. They need some assistance with their medication, and they maybe just need some time to ride out a mental health crisis. So they've got the 15 inpatient beds for that, and then they also have outpatient programs that happen in the hospital from Monday to Friday, where they have a team of multidisciplinary professionals, from psychiatrists to nurses to social workers and all sorts of other support staff that work with people who come in and seek treatment and seek programs. So this is very important, and it's very fitting that we have this concert today because next week is actually Mental Health Week, Canadian Mental Health Week. So it's a great time to have this concert to kick off the beginning of, so there's a Mental Health Week, but there's also May is Mental Health Month. So it's a great time to start raising awareness and to kick off Mental Health Month. This year, the Canadian Mental Health Association theme for Mental Health Week is surrounding compassion and with a focus on kindness. So I think this is particularly fitting considering everyone knows how kind Gene is. He's known for his kindness and he's known for his generosity. So it's a wonderful way to celebrate this couple today, celebrating kindness and celebrating compassion. So we have a great lineup of performers for you today, many of whom are friends and neighbors of Gene and Sylvia. So it's a wonderful way to celebrate together as a community. We will start off with Wilkie's Warblers. They are going to do 2 pieces for us today. One's called Java Jive. I think it's about coffee. Is it about coffee? And the other is When I Lift Up My Head. So when Gene, he sent me some information about, my mic is, good, it's on. Okay. I was just gonna start yelling. Gene sent me a little bit of information. He said he only learned recently that Reverend Brian Wilkie was part of this, part of a barbershop quartet, and he just assumed it was a smaller group, but it's actually a group of 60 people who perform in Hamilton. So this smaller group of John and Mike and Paul and Brian, they have never performed together in public before today. So they put this together just for Gene and Sylvia and just for us today. So we are going to start off with them. And welcome to Wilkie's Warblers.
And we probably should apologize for messing with the schedule, but these guys made this commitment a year ago, and then one of the choruses that one of us sings with scheduled a practice today as they prepare for international contest. So you can think about actually both the chorus that we're all 4 involved in is going to international in Cleveland in July, and Mike's also part of a mixed chorus that is going there. So I thank Mike for taking time out of a special rehearsal.
My other director.
Yeah, that's right.
Do 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 do. I love coffee, I love tea, I love the Java Jive and it loves me. Coffee and tea and the Java and me. A coffee and I'm a coffee pot. Shoot me the pot and I'll pour me a shot. A cup, a cup, a cup, a cup. Do. Shoot me the spot of this wonderful mug, and I'll cut a rug till I'm snug in a jug. A slice of onion and a raw one. Draw one.
Waiter, waiter, percolator.
I love coffee, I love tea. I love the Java Jive and it loves me. Coffee and tea and the Java and me. A cup, 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 cup. Boston bean. Soybean, I said a little bitty green bean. Cabbage and green, you know that I'm not keen about a silly old bean. Unless it is a coffee bean. I love Java, sweet and hot.
He likes it hot.
Mrs. Olson, I'm a coffee pot. Do shoot, I'll pour me a shot. A cup of Java.
Steal me a slug from that wonderful dog, and I'll cut a rug till I'm snug in a jug. Drop your nickel in the pot, Joe.
Taking it slow, waiter, waiter, percolator. I love coffee, I love tea. I love the Java Jive and it loves me. Coffee and tea and the Java and me. A cup, a cup, a cup, a cup, boy. Grease those chords, will you? Well, when I'm down, when I'm down and out, when my heart is filled with fear and doubt, then I lift up my head and he lifts up my heart, and my troubles just all roll away, Lord. Troubles all away, Lord. Roll away, Lord. Troubles all away, Lord. For when I lift up my head, then he lifts up my heart, and my troubles just all roll away. Now I can't see the sun with my head to the ground, to dim my vision and weigh my heart down.
But I found a secret when I
When
knelt
to pray, when I lift up my head, then he lifts up my heart, and my troubles just all roll away. Roll away, away, troubles all away, Lord. Roll away, Lord. For when I lift up my head, he lifts up my heart, and my troubles just all roll away. Roll away, Lord. Troubles all away, Lord. Roll away, Lord. Troubles all away, Lord. For when I lift up my head, he lifts up my heart, and my troubles just all roll away, roll away. My troubles just all roll away.
That was wonderful. I can definitely get behind a tribute to coffee. Although my devoted husband of 15 years makes me my coffee every morning. And before you start to think it's too romantic, I think it has something to do with limiting the amount of caffeine that I'm taking in. because my coffee is very milky. Every morning I think it's at least half milk, which is fine. It's how I like it. Thank you. Can keep doing it. However, we sort of have a bit of an understanding that I'm not supposed to have a second coffee. I have enough energy as it is, and more than one coffee makes me a little anxious, and when I get a little anxious, it makes my husband a little anxious as I start talking about things we're going to do in 6 months from now, and every item we need to pack on our next trip and that sort of thing. So there's a bit of an understanding, but a few weeks back I was feeling the 3 o'clock slump at work, and we have a beautiful Keurig at the office with some really good flavored coffee. And so I thought, who's it gonna hurt? I'm a tired mom. I need to get things done tonight after work. It's fine. Well, it was fine. I cleaned the house. It was great. But I was laying awake at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I kept thinking I heard things in the backyard. And unbeknownst to Evan, I had had that second coffee, and that's probably why I was awake. But of course, I woke him and made him go check the backyard. So, coffee's great in moderation. Next, we are very lucky to have the Aylmer Area Community Band here to perform for us today. They are, as Gene said, fresh off their concert, The Music of Hollywood, which was not this past Friday, but the Friday before. They're winding down their season with this concert and then some performances at area nursing homes over the next couple of Mondays. So we're lucky to have them here to play a few selections. The first selection that they are going to play for us today is called Benediction by John Stevens. So the definition of a benediction is a blessing, usually at a religious service. So it's perfectly fitting that they would start off their performance today with a musical blessing. And also I want to mention that Sherry Wood is their conductor, and we love Sherry. So welcome to the band and Sherry. Next, we'll have you put on your best pair of boots and climb aboard your trusty steed because we are heading west. The band is going to perform for us Best of the West, which is a song arranged by Michael Story, and it's a medley of songs from some of Hollywood's best westerns. So The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, The Magnificent Seven, and I'm on My Way from Paint Your Wagons. So the band originally had prepared this for their concert, The Music of Hollywood, which was a really fun concert, and this one celebrates the best of the Wild West. Thank you, Aylmer Band. Just a little plug for the band. If any of you play instruments, the band is wrapping up their season, but they will be starting again in September, and they practice on Monday nights at 7:30 at Eastlink Secondary School. So they take everyone, all skill levels. If you're a professional, if you haven't played your instrument in 30 years, they will take anyone. Trust me, I used to be in the band, and hopefully one day will be again when my kids are a bit older. So they'll take any skill level. So think about it over the summer, and if you want to join, head over to East Elgin on Monday nights. Thank you so much, band. Next, we are very, very lucky to have a professional violinist, Emily Hellsdon, here to play for us today. She is very talented, and it's a treat to be able to hear the violin in this concert. Gene told me that he first met Emily when she did a presentation about ADD and ADHD at the Aylmer Evangelical Missionary Church, and Sylvia and Gene had gone to learn more about it, but he lost touch with her. But he knew that she was a very talented musician and thought she'd be perfect for this concert, so he put in a favor with her mother and got her email and sent her off an email. And months later, he got a call from an unknown number coming from Vancouver. And we all know that none of us answer unknown numbers coming from big cities anymore, right? PSA, the Canadian Revenue Agency will not call you to tell you they're putting you in jail and that you owe them money. But against his better judgment, Gene did answer this call, but to his delight, it was not a scammer, but Emily on the other end, saying that she would be happy to play this concert. So then, Gene was first very excited, but then he thought, I don't have the money to pay airfare from Vancouver. The budget of this concert is exactly nothing. But he was lucky. Emily had recently relocated back to the area and was living in Hamilton and has graciously agreed to play this concert for free. So we are really lucky to hear Emily, and she's going to be playing Caprice 3, Chante Triste, Chante Gay. Thank you, Emily. That was absolutely beautiful. If anyone wants to learn more about any of the performers today, there's a great insert in your program that has bios about all of the performers and includes the names of everyone in all of the groups. Although, I would take it with a grain of salt because I told Gene that I'm the deputy clerk at the County of Elgin, but he put in that I am the deputy chief. Now, I'm going to take it, Gene, because that sounds like a big promotion to me. So, if there's... Oh, thank you, Gene. So if there's anyone listening, yeah, I'm just kidding. Next, we are very excited to have one of the members of our band and choir, Joe Willert, here to do Trumpeter's Lullaby by Leroy Anderson. Now, what would a Gene Coreless concert be without some trumpet? Now, Gene tells me that playing Trumpeter's Lullaby by Leroy Anderson is the dream of every trumpet player. So, are you living out your dreams today, Joe? No. Leroy Anderson also, in addition to writing Sleigh Ride, which I think we all know and love at Christmas time, also wrote another song that trumpeters love to play called Bugler's Holiday. Now, Gene tells me that he already has 3 trumpeters lined up for next year's concert that are going to a trio of trumpets to play Bugler's Holiday. So make sure that you come back next year and enjoy Joe's performance right now. Next, we have another member of the Aylmer area community choir. Murray Adlam is going to perform 2 pieces for us. Now, when Gene went into the hospital with a bacterial lung infection, he knew that he wasn't going to be able to perform for us today, and he needed to drop 3 numbers from this concert. Now, Gene is so well loved that everyone stepped up and said, of course, we're going to fill those numbers. And the first one to step up was Murray. And Murray said, of course, I will do another number. So Murray's first piece today is called Some Enchanted Evening, and it is from the 1949 Rodgers and Hammerstein classic South Pacific. It has been described as the biggest popular hit to ever come out of a Broadway musical. And apparently Andrew Lloyd Webber said that it was the greatest song ever written for a musical. So that's pretty high praise coming from Andrew Lloyd Webber, who wrote some good ones himself. So welcome to the stage, Murray Adlam.
Is this mic operates? All mine? Maybe step up here. Thank you very much. Whether that's too loud or not. Yeah, this South Pacific is probably my favorite Broadway musical. Those of you who have been fans of mine through the years, I produced many concerts and several Broadway concerts, and when I did, I invariably put Some Enchanted Evening in it at some point. Those of you who know the musical, the main love story is between Emile, a French plantation owner, and this very lovely United States Navy nurse, Nellie Forbush. And early in the show, and I've been fortunate to see the show several times, I love it, Emile sings this song after he's become infatuated with Lieutenant Nellie Forbush. It's a beautiful love song, and I hope you enjoy Some Enchanted Evening. Some enchanted evening, you may see a stranger, you may see a stranger across a crowded room, and somehow you know even then, that somewhere you'll see her again and again. Some enchanted evening, someone may be laughing, you may hear her laughing across a crowded room, and night after night, as strange as it seems, the sound of her laughter will sing in your dreams. Who can explain it? Who can tell you why? Fools give you reasons, wise men never try. Some enchanted evening, when you find your true love, when you feel her call you across a crowded room, then fly to her side and make her your own, or all through your life you may dream all alone. Once
found her, never let her go. Once you have found her, never let her go.
Thank you.
Murray's next selection is a request. Irene Dickout, where are you? Are you here? There she is. Irene is a fan of Murray, and she has come to every one of the concerts that we have held here. And Irene is 96 years young. Yes. And she looks great. So when Gene found out that Murray was going to be performing at this concert, he called Irene and said, Irene, what do you want to hear? And she said, My Way. And what Irene wants, Irene gets. So Murray's next song will be My Way, which really doesn't need much of an introduction. It is based off of a French melody called Comme d'habitude, but the English lyrics were written by Paul Anka and popularized in 1969 by none other than Frank Sinatra.
Yes, thank you. Irene, I hope you enjoy this. It's quite amazing. Frank Sinatra's career had kind of taken a dip about 68, 69. He hadn't had a hit record in some long time. His popularity had dipped. And back then he said to Paul Anka, who was, well, back then he might have been 50. He's about 84 now. And still performing. He's doing a great job, Paul. Anyway, Frank got a hold of him and said, look, kid, why can't you do me write me a song, write me a hit song. So Paul came across this French ballad, and he wrote all English lyrics for it, and the rest is history. Frank made a huge hit out of it, and so did Elvis Presley, and I hope you enjoy my rendition of My Way.
And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full, I've traveled each and every highway and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do and saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew, but through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all, and I stood tall and did it my way. I've loved, I've laughed and cried, I've had my fill, my share of losing, and now, as tears subside, I find it all so amusing to think I did all that, and may I say, not in a shy way. Oh no, not me. I did it my way. For what is a man? What has he got? If not himself, then he has not to say the things he truly feels, and not the words of one who kneels. The record shows I took the blows and did it my way. The record shows I took the blows and did it my way. Thank you.
We are now going to have a performance from someone that none of us, well, maybe some of us, but I've never heard her before, so I'm pretty excited. So someone who's new to our stage here at these concerts. Her name is Beth Braydon, and she is going to be playing a song called William F., My Grandfather's Song, which is an original composition on acoustic guitar. Now, last year, in the fall of 2023, Gene and the Still Alive Trio competed in a musical competition that was sponsored by the St. Thomas Senior Center for, is it over 50? I think it was over 55. Over 55. Individuals over 55. We qualified. You qualified? And according to Gene, there were 10 contestants, but Beth blew everyone out of the water. And when Gene was driving home, he thought, oh, I really should have got her number and asked her to come and be in our concert next year. So after thinking about it for a while, he contacted the organizers, and eventually he was able to get in contact with Beth, and she agreed to come and perform for all of us today. So welcome, Beth. That was great. Her fingers were moving so fast. That's awesome. Amazing job, Mary Beth. Next, we are going to have Evan Thompson play us a song called Morning Has Broken. And during this time is when we are going to do the free will offering. So remember, you can give through the free will offering, or you can go online or use the QR code. You just have to open up your smartphone to the photo or the camera app and face it down onto the QR code, and then a little box will come around the QR code, and then there should be a link, and you can click that link and it'll take you to the St. Thomas Elgin General Hospital Foundation page where you can make a donation. So it's as easy as that. But Morning Has Broken was originally written in 1931, and it was to celebrate the beauty of East Sussex in England. And it's often sung sometimes at funerals, sometimes at children's services, but it was also popularized in the 70s when it was recorded by Cat Stevens. I'm now going to call up Jackie Stockford, someone I've known very long. Can't say her name apparently. Jackie is going to sing for us one of the best known songs in the English language, Amazing Grace. This song really needs no introduction as we all know it, but it was written by John Newton in 1772, and he was a former slave trader turned Anglican minister and abolitionist, and he wrote this song of forgiveness and redemption.
Well, hello, folks. I'm really happy to be with you today and really thankful to be asked to be here with you guys again today. And when Gene initially asked me, I said, of course, I'd love to come and be part of this, and I've done it in the past for a few years now. And A few weeks, maybe months later, he came up to me after I think it was a church service, and we'd done a funeral a few weeks before that, and he said, "Jackie, that song, that's the one you're gonna do." And my poor mother and husband will tell you I don't make a habit of letting people tell me what to do. But Gene is one of those few people I'd do anything for. So, Gene, for you and for Sylvia, Amazing Grace.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. Through many dangers, toils and snares, I have already come. 'Tis grace hath brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, with no less days to sing God's praise than when we'd first begun. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
Thank you, Jackie. That was beautiful. That's a song that whenever it gets sung and played in church on Sunday morning, you can just hear even the non-singers in church sing that one. So it's a good one to have Jackie sing. That was beautiful. Thank you. Next, we have Evan Thompson on the organ, and he's going to be playing a song called In the Hall of the Mountain King. This song is by Edward Grieg, and it was originally written in the 1800s for a Norwegian play about trolls and goblins. But 200 years later, you will all recognize it when you hear it because it has become a pop culture phenomenon. It's been in movies, it's been in countless commercials. Anytime someone is sneaking in a movie, this song is being played. One of the more notable commercials that I remember from my childhood in the 90s, and I think some of you may remember this commercial as well, is, you know, those little Ritz sandwiches with the cheese in the middle? So the commercial starts with, these crackers, these Ritz crackers, blasting off in a rocket up to the moon, in the little cracker rocket, and they get to the moon, but the moon is made of delicious soft cheddar cheese. And so they start to make craters in the moon and scoop up the cheese, and then they couple together and they make those delicious mini Ritz cheese sandwiches. So that song is played, and then it's also played in another commercial called In the Hall of the Pringles King. So it starts off, it's a darkened room, and there is a percussion instrument made of empty Pringles cans, and someone is playing them in this darkened room to this song. It's also been in Coca-Cola commercials, I think M&M's commercials, so it is used very frequently in pop culture, and you will recognize it. I'm now going to invite back Emily and Evan to play Fantasy Number 1 in G minor for violin and piano. We have to wait till he gets his shoes back on. He plays the organ shoeless. thank you, Emily. What a treat. You're a treat too, Evan, I guess. Now I am very excited to invite Dave Dykeman and Skip Phoenix up. We needed a bit more brass. It's important to have some brass at a Gene Coreless concert. So they are going to be playing, they're both members of our band, very talented members of our band, who are going to be playing the Buddy Bolden Blues for us, by, of course, Buddy Bolden. Bolden was known as King Bolden and is said to have originated this New Orleans style of jazz. His band was at their height from around 1900 to 1907, and funny enough, this song used to be called Funky Butt. Now, when Gene told me this, I thought he was just pulling my leg and wanted me to have to say funky butt in front of all of you. But I did some more research, and it was in fact called that, and it was called that because of the smell in dance halls, sweaty dance halls that didn't have air conditioning, when people would dance very close together in confined quarters, and it was stinky. So it is now more commonly known as the Buddy Bolden Blues. This song is fitting because Skip is going to talk a little bit more about it, but Buddy Bolden did struggle with mental health throughout his life as well. So I'm going to turn it over to Skip, and he's going to do a little bit of an intro.
In trolling through YouTube, I noticed this song was played by Wynton Marsalis, and I thought to myself, gee, wouldn't it be fun to play that? Well, it's taken a few years of practice to continue to get up to that level. And speaking of getting better at old age, my job here is to get better at this age at something. And so I challenge everyone as they get older. There's lots of time to get good at something. So, and when I saw it, and Wynton Marsalis played this as a duet, he played it with a tuba player. And I thought, what a wonderful opportunity to finally get a chance to play a duet with Dave. So I thank Dave for filling in. And the connector for all this, about 5 years ago, I was with my wife in New Orleans, and we saw this statue of a guy who played cornet, which is really a slightly smaller version of a trumpet, and his name was Buddy Bolden. And I never thought at that time that I would have the opportunity to play something. Here it is. Oh, there is an irony in this. Back then, no one wrote down music, so they played from here and from ears. And so if this is a rendition of his, it's probably one that's been passed down through the ages. And this gentleman also had a huge influence, along with his bandmates, on creating the pathway from ragtime into modern jazz, modern pop, and everything else that turned into American specialized music. So there you have it. So Buddy Bolden Blues. There it is, done.
Perfect. And I also had to replace the batteries, but it's working, so we're good. Thank you, gentlemen. I love the hats. I love a good costume, so I appreciate that. Next up, we have our Aylmer Area Community Choir. They are going to come to the stage and do 2 pieces for us. Sherry, am I in first? Or are you walking up while you sing? No, you're coming up. All right, then come on up, choir.
Come on down.
So while the choir comes on back, I will tell you a little bit about them. They also practice on Monday nights at East Elgin Secondary School, and they practice right before the band. So they practice from 6:30 to 7:30. So if you don't play an instrument but you like to sing and you want to come out and join the choir. They are, again, the same as the band. This is one of their last performances of the year, but they will be starting up again in September and would love to have you. They are looking for altos, sopranos, and of course tenors and bass. So if you want to sing, come out and join them at East Elgin. The choir did a joint concert with the band. The Music of Hollywood was a joint concert. So they are going to sing for us 2 pieces this afternoon that they sang at this concert. So the first one is Pure Imagination. Now you'll know this from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the 1971 movie with Gene Wilder. It was sung by Gene Wilder in the movie, and we all know this song as quite the classic. We all recognize it from our childhoods, from viewing this movie. But when the movie first came out, it didn't really get much interest. But because the movie was shown so many times on TV, the song was appreciated more for the classic that it is and became popular. It then again became popular in 2016 after Gene Wilder passed away and charted on the music charts again. And it was again popular just recently in 2023 when it was sung in the prequel called Wonka that was just released. So they are going to start us off with Pure Imagination. Their second piece this afternoon is called Hooray for Hollywood, and this is how they concluded their concerts a couple Fridays ago. Hooray for Hollywood was written by Johnny Mercer and Richard Whiting for their 1937 movie Hollywood Hotel. The song celebrates Tinseltown and celebrates all the hope of people who come from all across the world to Hollywood to try to make it big. So it also calls out a few celebrities. So it talks about Shirley Temple, it talks about Donald Duck, there's reference to Arnold Schwarzenegger, to makeup guru Max Factor, and also to Amy Semple. And those of you who came to the concerts a few Fridays ago, know that I mentioned this at that concert, but Amy Semple is actually from Southwest Oxford. And you may not have heard of her before, but she was an evangelist. And she was one of the first evangelists that popularized using mass media to get their message across. So she wasn't in any Hollywood movies, but she moved from Southwest Oxford to the United States and eventually to California, and she was portrayed by other actors in several movies. So if you hear the name Amy Semple in the song, that's who that is. So enjoy Hooray for Hollywood. I want us to give one more round of applause for all of our talented performers today. We're so lucky, and I've said this before at previous concerts, but we really are very lucky in our community to have so many talented musicians who are willing to come out and perform to support a good cause. So it's just wonderful that live music is alive and well in our community. So let's give everyone who performed here today a big, giant round of applause. last song of the afternoon is a Gene Coreless benefit concert tradition. We are all going to join in singing We'll Meet Again. So I've been given the instructions that the choir and Evan and Emily will lead you through the first verse. And then the second verse, it is going to be up to all of us to join in. I want to thank you all for coming out this afternoon to support such a worthy cause. Remember that if you haven't donated yet and you still would like to, that you can do so online or through using that QR code online as well. Also a reminder that we are having Costco cake and fruit punch. They picked it up themselves. So, and also don't forget, we don't want a bottleneck. So if you're coming, go out the back and come around and rejoin us in the hall at the back. I just would like to say thank you to everyone who made this concert possible. There's such a long list. It is in your program. So in case I forget, it's in your program, but we have, videographers, we have photographers, people who made the program, people who are doing sound and tech, Heather and Pete and Ian, as well as the people who welcomed you all when you came in and gave you programs and worked the elevator. Helen, happy birthday. And of course, Evan Thompson and for accompanying, and also for Gene and Sylvia for getting married and letting us have this party. And also Gene for being such a great community builder and a community supporter, a supporter of live music, a supporter of good causes, and of bringing us all together as friends. So everyone, until we meet again, be kind to others and be kind to yourself. Oh, right, next year's concert, May 4th. Put it in your calendars. Goodbye, everyone.
Sorry about that. I didn't know we were doing that.
Well, that's why I was like, they're calling us. We gotta go. I was going to say to you as I was thinking there. So, I don't know if this is in your subdivision, but there's a place in London that's actually going to be fire defenses this year. So, they're doing it for this place in London. So, I was
Is that right? Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah. So,